Can you pick up leads circle prospecting as a real estate agent? If you're curious about that, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with the Comeback Agent, and I'm on a quest to sell 25 homes in my first year back after a 15-year break from real estate as far as real estate sales. And so I'm just documenting my journey. And so we're about 13 days in. We're here sitting here on the 13th of January. We started at the beginning of the year of 2025. And I've been working out my system. So unfortunately, I haven't taken enough action. But I do have a little bit of an answer to this question about circle prospecting, at least the initial results. So today I was able to get on the phone and make some dials out to people in a geographic area. And so people define circle prospecting a lot of different ways. It used to be just listed, just sold. Also geographic farming, a little bit more generic, but focused on an area. And that's what I'm using it for. So I picked an area, my zip code, and I'm making calls into that zip code to talk to homeowners and just make a connection with them. And then if they do have something that they want to do right away, great. And if not, no problem. Let's create a long-term relationship. And I'm creating a database. So in my past life as a real estate agent, I built up my business through geographic farming by mail. And this time, I'm looking at doing geographic farming by phone, right? And build up a phone by phone contact, build up an email list as well as a mailing list and other things we'll talk about later that I'm going to do to reach out to these folks. But we're starting everything by just traditional phone call to make connection with folks. And I'm using a very simple script that's out there by one of the folks that gives a lot of great information. His name is Ricky Carruth. You probably heard of him. I do like his script. I looked at a lot of different ones. There are many great scripts out there. That one just kind of resonated with me. It was very friendly and just a light connection. I've also bumped into some people who have used that and done well. So it seems to kind of blend well for me and what I'm trying to do and my personality. So you need to find a good script for you. I've also seen some other scripts out there that look like they could work, but they're very aggressive, for instance, and that just wasn't me. So this one's pretty light. In fact, I'll go ahead and tell you this, what the script is. And again, it's just a variation or a very, very close version of what I heard Ricky Carruth use out on his YouTube channel. By the way, great channel. So here's how it goes. Hi, my name is Mike with ABC Realty, and I mentioned my area. I'm here on Green Mountain, so I'm going to use that as a little additional in, and that seems to be working. How are you today? Hey, I'm loving the weather. What do you think about the weather? Right, and that kind of gets the conversation going. And then you say, hey, fantastic. Look, I don't want to take up too much of your time, and then you give a reason. And one of the reasons I'm using is, hey, I'm a local, I kind of made this part of the script up. I'm a local realtor and X number of homes just sold up on Green Mountain, again, in my area last month. And then is there anything I can do for you? And that goes right back into Ricky's script. And then it's whatever they say, great. If they say you want to do something, we'll talk about that. And if not, the next part is, I understand, is there an agent in the area that you would work with if you were to buy or sell some real estate? And then you get the response. And if they say no, you go to the next part and they say yes. You ask, you try to get a little feel for that. Is it their family or so forth? And you may still keep going. But if they say no, you'll say, great, well, I'm sure you're going to buy or sell something at some point in the future, maybe even 5, 10, 20 years from now. I'd love to work with you when that day comes. Would it be okay if I stayed in touch with you? And if I get to that point of script, a few people I've chatted with, they say yes, say awesome. Hey, what's a good email for you? And is this your cell number? And then I say, hey, I'm going to stay in touch by email. And then I go off of Ricky's again, and I say, hey, I'm gonna send you an email today of an estimate of your home's current value, and I'd love to get your feedback. Whether you think it's accurate or not. I have your address here as blank. Is that correct? And you get that, and you say, cool. Hey, if you ever need anything or have any questions, please reach out. Again, my name is Mike Cerrone with ABC up here on Green Mountain, and hope you have a wonderful and productive day. Take care. Bye for now. All right, so that's my script. And by the way, if they have a voicemail, I will leave a voicemail message, and it's a very simple script. I left a few of those today as well. Said, hi, this is Mike with ABC on Green Mountain, calling just to let you know that a home just sold in your area. Okay. And if you're thinking about moving, I'd love to chat. My number is, have a great day. Okay. So that's one of them. Today, I actually played a little bit in the middle with a variation, kind of goes back to the original one. I say, hey, this is Mike Sarney with ABC on Green Mountain. And just calling to let you know that X number of homes just sold in Green Mountain over the last month. And if you're thinking about making a move, I'd love to chat with you. My number is boom, and have a great day. Okay. So that's the scripts that I was using today. And I used a dialer. Excuse me. I've used a bunch of different dialers now, kind of testing things, seeing what's working. I've used one in my CRM. The name of the dialer is called Wave. And the CRM is CRM Grow. I'm testing that one. I've used that for a while. It's on and off, probably more because of me, but I'm working that out. I'm currently working one inside of My Plus Leads called Arch Dialer, and I'm working on that to see if that works. And it was working today. It did take me a couple days to kind of figure it out to make sure I had it right, just to understand the technology, because I'm not spending a ton of time on it. But today I started to make some dials, and I intended to make a bunch, and I only ended up making 9. So now I'm giving you my report. This is kind of a longer video. But anyway, I only made 9 dials because I only talked to 2 people, but the second person just talked my ear off for a long time. And it was kind of interesting, and I didn't mind at all because I'm getting back into it. I'm just kind of getting back into connecting with people and so forth. So out of the 9 dials, I had 4 voicemails that I left. One person that answered said, I can't talk right now. I'm at the hospital. I said, oh my gosh, I hope you get better quickly or whatever's happening for you. And that was it. It was a fast conversation. That was the opposite of the second and last conversation I had. So my whole total dialing time was 50 minutes, and 40 some minutes was the last call. So I ended up calling a little old lady who's 89 years old, very pleasant lady, very sharp, which I really enjoyed. And she and I just had a pleasant conversation, telling me about her family and living in a house for 50 years and having her family grow up and losing some family and kind of what her status was. And I just wanted to connect, but it also turned out that she might be making a move just by fluke, that we're up here in Colorado, high altitude, and she's having to use oxygen now, and she's never smoked. And so it's because of the high altitude. She went and visited a family member that was at sea level and didn't need the oxygen. So we chatted about whether she should move to sea level and whether she wanted to do that or not. And at first she kind of was hinting that maybe she did. And then after she thought about it a little while longer, she's like, no, I really don't want to move. Very happy where I'm at. And I'm like, that's great. That's what you should do. You should stay there where you are, not make any moves. By the way, in that we were talking about, well, I'll leave some of the details out. I don't want to reveal too much, but anyway, so we were talking along, and midway through the conversation, she's like, well, you got to send me your card because I want to know, who I'm talking to and who you are. And I'm just like, sure, I'm happy to do that. I'll get that to you in the mail. And then at the end, she brought it up again. She says, you really got to send me your card because, I'm old. I'm 89 years old and I might not make it. And if I don't, I want to make sure I give your card to my kids. So they have somebody to help them with this house. And so you never know where things are going to go and in a conversation. And you never know which conversation you want to invest in. But I thought it was a fun conversation, and I enjoyed kind of getting back in the swing of things and having a nice chat. And she asked me to send her a card, and so I wrote a card, and we'll get that sent out to her, and I'll follow up with her now and again just to see how she's doing. It was a pleasure chatting with her. So anyway, that's my report from some circle prospecting. Only 9 dials, and I guess possibly found a long-term lead. Most people wouldn't qualify that as a lead, but I qualify that as a relationship, and I enjoyed getting to know her and convincing with her a little bit, going back and forth. Any event, thank you for listening to me today, and hopefully this was helpful in some way, and you got at least some enjoyment out of listening to a little story. All right, so if this was helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up if you want to hear more stories like this. And if you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments section below. And hope you have a fantastic and productive day. Keep moving forward. Bye for now.